There are times in life where nothing makes sense. You're doing what you're supposed to do. You're staying consistent. But the results just aren't showing up. And that's where most people begin to doubt. But this is why it says, 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 7, "For we walk by faith, not by sight." Now listen, this is what that means. You don't base your direction on what you see right now. You base it on what you know is still possible. Because if you only move when things look right, you'll never move at all. Faith moves first. Now think about this. There are things in your life that require patience. You want them now. You expect them now. But this is why it says, Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1, "To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven." Now listen, this is what that means. Not everything is meant to happen immediately. Some things are developing, some things are growing. And if you rush it, you interrupt the process. Stay in your season. Let me show you something else. A lot of people stop too early. They get tired, they get discouraged, and they walk away right before something changes. But this is why it says, Galatians chapter 6 verse 9, "And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap, if we faint not." Now listen, this is what that means. Just because you don't see results yet, doesn't mean nothing is happening. Growth happens beneath the surface first. If you quit too soon, you miss what was forming. Stay consistent. Now here's the part most people struggle with. Truth. Because truth isn't always comfortable. But this is why it says, John chapter 8, verse 32, "And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." Now listen, this is what that means. Truth doesn't limit you. Truth exposes what needs to change. And once you see it clearly, you can finally move forward. Truth frees you. Now listen carefully. There will be moments where you feel overwhelmed, like everything is on you, like you're carrying more than you can handle. But this is why it says, Isaiah chapter 41, verse 10, "Fear thou not, for I am with thee. I will strengthen thee." Now listen, this is what that means. You're not alone in what you're facing. Even when it feels heavy, you're being strengthened through it. Strength isn't always loud. Sometimes it's just not giving up. Let's take it further. You're going to fall sometimes. You're going to mess up. That's part of the process. But this is why it says, Proverbs chapter 24, verse 16, "For a just man falleth 7 times, and riseth up again." Now listen, this is what that means. Falling isn't failure, staying down is. What defines you is your ability to get back up, again and again. Now understand this, your mindset matters. What you focus on matters. Because this is why it says, Romans chapter 12, verse 2, "And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." Now listen, this is what that means. If you don't change how you think, you won't change how you live. Everything starts in the mind. Change your thinking. Change your direction. Now let me show you this. There will be times where you feel uncertain, like you don't know what's next. But this is why it says, Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." Now listen, this is what that means. Faith isn't based on what you can prove. It's based on what you believe is still in motion. Even when there's no visible sign, keep believing. Now understand this. Your words matter. What you say matters. Because this is why it says, Proverbs chapter 18, verse 21, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue." Now listen, this is what that means. What you speak shapes what you experience. If you speak defeat, you reinforce it. Speak life. Speak direction. Now let me bring this together. You don't need everything to be perfect to move forward. You don't need everything figured out. You just need to stay steady, because truth, faith, and consistency all work together. Truth shows you what's real. Faith keeps you moving when you can't see it. And consistency keeps you going long enough to reach it. So don't stop, don't doubt, and don't walk away too early. Stay grounded in truth, walk in faith, and remain consistent, because what you're building is still in progress.